Good morning, everyone. We're continuing in KITZUR HILCHOS SHABBOS. We're in the halacha of KITZUR, of harvesting, and today we have different gezeras, different decrees that Chazal made to ensure that we should not do KITZUR, we should not break things off from the tree and harvest. And it's called gezerah shel shem yidlosh, a gezerah, a decree that they made, because perhaps a person will come to remove something from the tree. Gam b'meleches KITZUR also Chazal gedarim shelo yovel la'avor al ha'isar Torah. Even in the malacha of KITZUR, Chazal came along and they made gedarim, they made protective fences to ensure that we should not transgress the Torah prohibition. Al kein asu la'alos b'Shabbos al ilan. Therefore, they said a person cannot climb into a tree on Shabbos. Shem yovel litlosh ezadav, because maybe you'll pull something off. You climb into an apple tree and you see these delicious apples that are grown, you might pull it off. You are very hot and you want some extra shade. Maybe you pull off a branch with some more leaves over there to give you shade. Or maybe as you're climbing up, there's some branches that are getting in the way, so you're going to pull them off in order that you should be able to climb up easier. And therefore to even use a tree is going to be asur as well. To lean on the tree, even if you don't make it move, it's a big tree, so you're not going to really make it move. That's called using the tree. And the chashash, the concern is that once you begin leaning against a tree and you're using the tree, you'll forget that there's isurim, prohibitions of pulling things off, and you might pull something off. Nevertheless, ala ilan im to lean a little bit on a tree. If it's not going to move, that much you'll be allowed to do. That's not called shimush, that's not called using the tree. If you're leaning really with all your weight on the tree, so that's one thing. If you're gently leaning against that tree and it's big enough that it's not moving, that's going to be fine. The kol zeh bebari, all of that is with a healthy person. He can stand sturdily on his own legs. He doesn't really need the tree to rely upon. That means that when he's leaning against the tree, it's not really called using the tree because he's on his own anyway. He can stand up without any support. But a person who's weak, it's hard for him to stand properly. That even leaning on the tree a little bit, that's called using the tree, and that's a problem. Because even with a little bit of leaning, he's relying completely on the tree. That means that he's using the tree, and that's going to be asur. So therefore says the KITZUR HILCHOS SHABBOS, you have to be careful over here who you are when you're leaning against the tree. Someone that is healthy to lean a little bit, he could, but if he needs the tree as a support, he wouldn't be able to lean on there even a drop. Besides using the tree, leaning on the tree and the like, climbing in the tree, you're not allowed to leave any of your articles, any of your things hanging from the tree. So too, to remove something that was hanging from the tree already on Shabbos, even that, even if you put it up there before Shabbos, even that, says the KITZUR, you're not going to be allowed to remove. And even to leave things on before Shabbos is asur with things that you're even allowed to move. Maybe you come to take them on Shabbos, meaning I can't go to the tree and hang my coat from the tree because maybe I'll forget that it's Shabbos later and I'll come to remove it on Shabbos. I'm not allowed to do such a thing. And this, he's going to get into a longer discussion over here of exactly how this is going to work. We'll see that tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem. All the best.